Well, are you ready for some unindoctrination? I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and we've got an early morning start to another day of podcast excellence. Except if you're Tracy Dyer, it's not early morning. So I'm sure she's going to say that. I figured I would beat her to it. Today, folks, we got a great little show here for you. Interesting stuff. It makes me feel good. And I think it bodes well for the future and should encourage all of us to do everything that we can along this line. This will also be later on the Unindoctrinated Politics channel. I'll get that put up there. The new Jeffrey Daugherty site. It looks like some of you are already accessing it. I cannot hear yet in the heartland, but everything is ready to go, and you should be all set up and ready. So let's take a look at this, folks. And if you were worried, if you were concerned that maybe 4 years in office had made Donald Trump a little soft and that maybe he was going to feel sorry for Joe Biden, that he wouldn't go after him, well, you don't have to worry, because a development occurred yesterday that shows that the Trump campaign is locked and loaded and ready to go. And not only is it locked and loaded just for a political campaign, but folks, we're talking about the things that nobody talks about and actually making them an issue in the campaign. And I think that is fantastic. So let's see what we've got with this early start on this day of podcast excellence. Donald Trump Jr. And you know that Donald Trump Jr. is not going to be making any statements that Donald Trump Sr. hasn't said. Okay, you can say that. So here we go. Donald Trump Jr. actually calls Joe Biden a pedophile. I saw this and I thought, maybe this is a joke. Tracy, would you knock Daytime 2 out of the park, punch him right in the face, and get him out of here? Donald Trump Jr. called Joe Biden a pedophile, straight up. And it was a beautiful thing. Watch this. This is on Donald Trump Jr.'s Instagram. See you later, alligator, says Creepy Joe. And then, of course, from the swamp, in a while, pedophile. Donald Trump Jr. That said, there's definitely way too many Creepy Joe videos out there. So here is Donald Trump Jr. overtly not only attacking his father's opponent in the fall, but calling him a pedophile. That is amazing stuff. Calling him a straight up pedophile. Not even trying to do anything except call him out. Sorry, we had to take care of a troll. And we love the trolls because they drive up our numbers. We get paid for their viewer minutes the same as anybody else. So thank you so much, troll. But look at this. This is an omen of things to come. And it's going to be a fun ride, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fun ride. But let's continue to watch. And the New York Times comes out. The New York Times comes out and makes their statement. President Trump's eldest son on Saturday posted a social media message suggesting Joseph R. Biden Jr. was a pedophile, an incendiary and baseless charge that illustrates the tactics the president is turning to as he attempts to erase Mr. Biden's early advantage in key state polls. I'll address that piece of fake news later on today. But look at these pictures and tell me that the charge is baseless. It is incendiary. It's a bomb. But is it baseless? No way, Jose, is the charge baseless. No way, Jose, is the charge baseless. Look at this guy. He's creepy as they come. And yet the New York Times, the New York Slimes, runs to his defense. And if that's not enough, several times this little girl moves out of the way as Creepy Joe does what he's doing. And look at this. Look at this picture. They say a picture says 1,000 words, maybe 10,000. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. That's all I can say to that is wow. And then another one. Then another one. Donald Trump Jr. has called Joe Biden a pedophile, and he's done so, in the opinion of this reporter, with good reason. And while the charges may be incendiary, they are certainly not baseless. And it's about time that we started talking about this. And it's about time that it began to be a topic of public discussion. So it almost makes you feel sorry for Creepy Joe until you see how Creepy Joe is. And all I can think about is tick tock, tick tock. The swamp is getting drained and things are moving along right on schedule. We'll take a quick look in the chat room to see if anybody in this early morning has weighed in with some interesting chat. We see Lorenzo, who's definitely going to be on the Trump train. And let's see, Jenny Mays, glad to be here. It's been a couple days since I've done any shows. Trump, says Eric Guffey. Well, we'll just show you what he says. Trump knows how to play the long game. Can you imagine trying to play chess with him? Well, they've been trying, and they have been failing, ladies and gentlemen. They have been failing. Will there be anyone left to run against him after the deep state purge? I don't know that they'll be able to complete the purge before the election, but after the election, that's a very good point, Imaginary Man. Will there be anybody in 2024? Let's hope not. Good morning to you too. Nice to see you. And let's see. Yes, this goes without saying. He is a kook. He has lost it. Let's see. Somebody says creator justice is being done. I'm not sure what all that means, but thanks for sharing, Marcia. And I think you're right. Good morning to you, Ryan. Nice to see you. And of course, one for Catherine says very creepy, and it really is. And there's worse videos out there too. I just didn't think that I'd be able to, and worse pictures. I didn't think I'd be able to get them going. Mark weighs in and says that the Dems will replace Biden with Hillary. They could. And if they do, I agree with your commentary that President Trump would defeat her in a landslide. And this should be done. I don't think you will not be. Here's what will happen. Not only will President Trump withhold federal funding from states that continue to push mail-in votes. First of all, states can't do that, even according to the Constitution. You can on local, but this is a federal election. So here's what will happen. If they continue to try to do the mail-in votes, their votes simply won't be counted. It's that simple. It is that simple. And even Green Greg, who's not necessarily what you would call a right-wing conservative, nice to see you, Greg. Even Greg says Sleepy Joe got to go. So I would agree with that. And again, nice to see you this morning, Greg. I believe all women, if they're talking about me, then they're lying. Right. They agree. They believe all women who say they've been abused until they're talking about the Democratic nominee. Very, very interesting stuff. Jenny May says they're trying to push mail-in voting in Pennsylvania. And listen, President Trump's already said there will be no mail-in voting because it allows cheating. And I'll be talking about that later today. There is a plan, a three-pronged plan to still steal the election. They've still got one thing left up their sleeve, and we'll talk about that later. Nice to see you, ladies and gentlemen. I agree. Down with the doomers and gloomers, down with the loony gloomers, and up with some optimism, and up with the people that believe that it's still time for us to make a difference. Folks, the world is not bad and getting worse. It's good and getting better, and it's going to be much better than you can imagine, much sooner than you will believe. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, saluting you for being here, seeking after truth. For Tracy Dyer and our great moderators, for the lovely Cynthia, I welcome you and thank you for being here. And we'll look forward to seeing you later on today for more podcast excellence. And until then, remember, you are the last generation of real humans. You're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. It's time to unindoctrinate yourself and get busy.